Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and I'm glad you are watching. Listen, I want to continue today with the last video that I did on 7 different kinds of savings you should consider having in this year 2021. Hear me, savings can literally change your life if you save the right way. So it's for this reason I'm sharing these few thoughts with you so that you should consider them. Because see, when you save with a purpose in mind, when you save, with a goal in mind, I'm telling you, you will always enjoy the benefits of savings. Make no mistakes about it. This is something that I have done over the years, and trust me, it has been of great benefit. Okay, so we'll just continue from where we stopped. Now, if this is your first time of coming to this channel, my name is Franklin from the Money Code Academy, and if you haven't subscribed yet, don't waste any more time. Make sure you subscribe, because on this channel I talk about financial freedom, personal finance, online business, and everything that has to do with money. So consider subscribing. Okay, so let's get right into it. One other savings that you should consider, this is so important, is health insurance. When we take a look at most of the developed societies today, you discover that there is something called a health insurance. In some societies, when you get a job, the company will be the one responsible for that. And, in some other societies, it doesn't happen that way. But the truth is, as a family, as an individual who want to succeed financially, it is of great importance that you consider this. It's of great importance that you consider this, because in the long run, when you are saving for health insurance, it will help you in a particular day when you need it the most. Now, like I said earlier, in some societies, it is your company that will do it for you, that will be responsible for it. In most cases, they will pay that particular thing for you. But the challenge with that is that the day you lose that job, you could lose that insurance also. It is always important that you have your own personal plan for health insurance. Get to find out how it works, get to find out the companies where you can get these things from in your location. Discuss with them, know the packages that are there, know the plans that are there, and then when you have that price, when you have the total amount of how much it costs, then it will be easy for you to start planning towards it. And this is very, very important for those who are newly married, or for those who you not have children. This is so important because anything can come up. Anything can come up. So you cannot afford to miss this. Your health insurance is so important. Learn to save for it, plan for it, go for it, and give it your best shot. Is that okay? Now, another savings that you should consider having this year is a house or a property savings fund. Now, in most places, what most people do is that they just take a mortgage. They get a house and the house is on loan, which to a great extent is a good thing. But if you are going to be able to be meeting up with the monthly bills for that loan, then you have to start keeping it aside. When you receive your salary or when money comes to you, be diligent enough to start removing for that very thing. Now, this is for those who got a house on a loan. Let's take, for example, this is not what you want to do. You want to build a house or you want to buy a house. You can also start doing this as well. You can take it out, or maybe you want to buy a landed property, because see, in the long run, houses or a landed property is something that appreciates. The amount with which you buy that property this year will definitely not be the amount you will sell it in the next 10 years. Why? Because these things, they appreciate. Okay, so you must have a plan for this. You cannot continue to rent all the days of your life. If there is one thing that you must plan for, is to plan to get your own property. It is better to buy than to rent. I'm going to be doing a video on that very soon. Because see, if you're paying rent, at the end of 3 years, what you did is that you just enriched the owner of that house. So when you are moving out of that house, after 3 years, you have nothing. If you bought your own house, think about it. Even though you are paying EMIs every month on that very house, you know that it is yours. Anyway, that's another day's talk. So the house or property, landed property, is something that you should consider. It will go a very long way to help you. The next kind of savings that you should consider is general expenses. Something I discovered with a lot of people is that they've not been able to differentiate between their general expenses and some other important things that are on ground. So what they do is that as soon as they receive their salaries, their money just goes into all the different kinds of expenses, and in the long run, they don't have money to be able to do the most important things, which shouldn't be the case. I want to encourage you. This is so important. Have a savings that you call, this is for general expenses, for shopping in the house, for the daily running of the house. Because see, if you are living in a house, that house requires funds to run the house. Make no mistakes about it. You will pay the electricity bill, you will pay the water bill, you will have to buy foodstuff in the house. So many of those things. So all these comes in the place of the general expenses. And you will have a budget and say, this is the amount that I'm going to be removing for these general expenses. Now, you see, this is why budgeting is also very, very important. If you have not seen my mini series on budgeting, I'll just put the link below, or you can click on the link in any of the top places here. Make sure you watch that series. It will go a very long way to help you. I'm telling you, it can literally put your finances in shape. Is that okay? So this is something else that you need to consider. You can decide and say, okay, I'm going to take out 20%. I'm going to take out 30% for general expenses. So that is where you would take from. And when you split these things like these, it helps you to be more accountable with your money. Okay, so that's something that you should consider. Okay, now another kind of savings that you should consider if you are someone who likes to travel, it is a vacation fund or vacation savings fund, whatever you want to call it, but this has to do with vacation. Okay, for me, I'm someone who likes traveling, if not for the fact that this whole pandemic thing came, but if you are a man or woman who loves to travel, then you should consider saving towards this. Because see, there are times when if you don't consider it, if you are not saving in this direction, you will just live every day of your life with the longing of wanting to travel but never able to get the traveling thing done. Why? Because the money is not there. If you truly want to travel, then you should start saving towards it. You can begin at the beginning of the year, and then you start taking out a certain amount of money. And guess what? When you're doing this, it doesn't have to be so much. First of all, you need to know where you want to travel to. You need to know how much. You need to have an estimate of the amount of money you want to spend, the amount of money you are willing, to spend for that vacation, you and your family or your loved one. And then, according to that, you start taking it out. It may be $50, it may be $100, it may be $500, depending on how much you're earning. And then have a time limit and say, okay, I'm going to do this for the next 6 months and watch how it's going to be. There are people today who saved for 2-3 years just to be able to travel around the world. Yeah. So this is something that you should consider as well. If you truly want to be a man or woman who wants to travel around the world. Okay. Now, another thing that you need to consider, another kind of savings that you need to consider. Now, this is a bonus. Okay, it's a bonus tip. You need to consider high yielding savings account. Now, this particular kind of account is very, very lovely because when you put your money there, it starts yielding a very high interest for you. So this is the kind of savings where maybe you have some extra cash, you can just put it there. While the money is there, you are not spending it. The money is giving birth to another money for you. Now, there are some banks who offer this. Depending on your location, go to your bank. Like I said in the first video, your transaction with your bank shouldn't just be, going there to deposit money and withdraw money. No. It should go beyond that. Sit with your bank manager, find out the programs that they are offering, because see, some of these things, they can go a very long way to help you. I'm telling you, there are banks that offer some of this high yielding interest. Now, when I'm talking about high, it doesn't have to be so high like that, okay? But the beautiful thing about this is that while your money is sitting down there in a bank, it is also generating money for you. Remember, the whole idea of savings, and this is so important, don't miss me here. The whole idea of savings is to be able to help you to make profits in the long run. So this is something that you should consider. Now, another bonus tip for you, you should consider tax savings account. Maybe you're living in a country where, you have to pay income tax every year. Then this is something you should consider. Have this account or savings where you are putting in all the money. But you need to work with your chartered accountant, so you know how much you are going to be paying every month or every year, depending on the situation out there. Okay, so when you do this, it will go a long way to help you. Okay, now another kind of savings account or savings fund that you should consider is the personal equity fund. Now, let me explain this. When I'm talking about personal equity fund, I'm talking about personal development. Something I've discovered with a lot of people is that long after they've left school, there is always this desire to want to go back to school or further their studies. There's always this desire to want to, do some courses to upgrade their skills. But the challenge a lot of times is that they don't always have. Now, if this is going to change, you must consider from today to take out fund for that purpose. This will go a long way to help you. Although I know that there are some people who don't even think in this direction. They don't think in the direction of developing themselves or investing in themselves. But the truth of the matter is that one of the best investments that you can have is an investment that you did on yourself, on your mind. In most cases, you may have to pay money to get this investment done. But the beautiful part of the whole thing is that when you get this investment done, it can go a very long way to help scale up your finances. So this is something that you should consider. Have you thought about it lately that you may need to further your education? Have you thought about it lately that you may need to, have some more courses done or some more programs done that will improve your intelligence, improve your skills? You are someone who, because you've left school, you just feel that is it, it's over. You must be joking, it's not over. You need to understand that traditional education will keep you informed, but it will not transform your life. What transforms your life truly is self-education. And this is what happens when you start paying for some courses, to invest in your skills, your marketing skills, to invest in whatever expertise that you found yourself. So that'll be all for this very video. I want to believe that you've learned something important from this video. I want to encourage you to listen to it over and over again. It's not compulsory you must have all these kinds of savings at once. Okay, understand me please. It's not compulsory you will have it at once, but these are some of the ideas that you should have depending on where you are and what you want to do. Another bonus that I would love to also give to you, it has to do with wedding or marriage ceremony savings funds. This is also something that a lot of people don't give attention to. But the truth of the matter is that if you're going to settle down, now this is for those who are still single. If you're going to settle down, you should start saving towards that direction. If you want to get married, start saving towards that direction, because in the long run, it will go a very long way to help you. Okay, but the idea is that you are not supposed to have everything going on at once. But there are some specific ones that should be fixed. For example, your emergency fund, it should be fixed. Your retirement fund, it should be fixed. Your general expenses fund, it should be fixed. And then maybe your health insurance. But all in all, you've got to do something. Don't fold your hands. You want to save with this in mind. You can tell yourself, okay, for the next 3 months, I'm going to be saving for vacation. And then after 3 months, you push that aside and save for something else. And then you rinse and repeat. When you do this, to go a long way to help you. Now, quickly, I would like to encourage you to give this video a like. Let me know in the comment box your biggest takeaway. And most importantly, if you have not subscribed, subscribe to this channel. And quickly, before you go, I would love you to watch these 2 videos. It's now showing on your screen. Watch these 2 videos because they will go a very long way to help you your financial work. I will see you again to share with you another wonderful tips that will help you in your financial work. Until then, keep cracking the money code. And don't forget to take my free course, Power of Financial Education. I'll put the link below so that you can just go through it and understand how financial education can literally change your life. Okay? I'll see you in the next video.